Hi all, welcome to another Chess 24 Banter Blitz. It's 12:30 PM UK time, and it's nearly my birthday. It's nearly the 28th of August, which I share with Grandmaster Daniel King. So getting 1 year older, yep, okay. But anyway, it's been a fun year for me, chess-wise. My ECF grading went up to 207 recently, so I was very happy about that. Yeah, did quite a few videos, etc. in chess. Okay, so let's start taking the challenges. The first challenge is going to be super strong, but can I have a warm up with Kaz? I'm changing the order just to make sure I'm trying to fire on all cylinders. So Kaz, let's have a go with Kaz. Tarrasch against the French defense. Now I'm going to play the this gambit system, which Korchnoi gambit, I think it's called. I want to stop bishop a6. That's really kind of annoying. I'm going to do this to stop bishop a6. Now that the knight's moved, I think, well, I can think about moving the queen back soon. He hasn't actually gone for the gambit of the Korchnoi gambit. Well, again, it stopped anyway because of queen c6, bishop a6. Oh, this is very aggressive. I've played like this myself with black, and one problem I had sometimes is these pawns can be weak. Yeah, and in over the board I played like this with the French, very aggressive, but can be a bit double-edged. These pawns, and there's some weaknesses to sort of try and exploit. So knight f8 is a pretty good idea, probably. Bishop b5 I don't think is doing anything at the moment, but so maybe the knight's coming to h4. Is that the case? Let's see. I can't play for b4 just yet. Bishop b5 just seems harmless because of queen c7. Knight h5 is tempting. I'm tempted for knight h5 because I might be able to swing through to g7 later. I think I'm going to... Oh, my g4 pawn's weak. Can I just protect this for a moment? Because I don't want g4 to be under scrutiny, particularly. Mind you, my d4 is weak. I think I need to support my d4. I think I'm going to try and open up things over here with c4. That king there. Okay. That's kind of weakening black on the light squares, potentially. So I'm kind of thinking that's double-edged as well now, because black has to be careful on light squares as well, as the king being in a sort of precarious position, I believe. So I'm hoping this opening of the position... Oh, he's threatening mate. I've just blundered, haven't I? Well, queen takes d5 looked like a fantastic move, threatening mate. I didn't notice that until, yeah, he's just totally blundered. That was a fantastic move. I think I would have sacked the exchange in desperation and taken on d4. I think I've got rook c5 now. It's all turned around a bit after that blunder, really. Yeah, queen d5. Queen d5. Okay, so yeah. Right. Aldisto. We had a fun Smith-Morra. I can't believe he accepted the Smith-Morra. The Wrath of the Smith-Morra Gambit. It's kind of a respectable gambit nowadays. There's even a book by I.M. Esserman on it, which I've got, Mayhem in the Morra. But I'm wondering, will he play the Sicilian? I haven't lost connection, have I? we lost connection last week, and actually replayed the game from where I lost connection. It was very nice of him. Let's try this bishop d3. Did I try that last week? Bishop d3 instead of the usual. This can cause some confusion. I once won a game very quickly with d5, e5, knight e7, e6, and mating very, very quickly. Once that were trapped to no of in that line. Now we had this discussion last week. I think White's got this bind here on e5, which I believe is probably nearly worth the pawn. But in a practical sense, I think it is worth the pawn. In this context, for a 5-minute game, I think this is worth a pawn, because black might be having difficulties here in the practical sense. Yeah, so this is another g5 game. You'll turn into cavemen here today. I think this is double-edged, like I said before. Anytime this happens, it's double-edged. Yeah, I like the e5 overprotection, as Nimzovich said. That's the key point to overprotect often from the white perspective. It's a central point. There's pressure behind that. So any f6, it's the pressure behind that, which means things like f6 are sometimes more difficult to achieve. Now, is black going to commit to castling? I wonder. Now, if he doesn't commit to castling, I'm wondering if I can do what I did in the previous game, like opening up that diagonal though. So he's not committing to castling. Can I break from the centre with taking an e6? That's an interesting idea. It looks dangerous, like check. If knight e7, queen g6, king f8. Although it looks dangerous, I can't really. Well, there's bishop g6. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. Yeah, because of bishop g6, I'm wondering how dangerous this is. So e6, queen e6, knight e7, bishop g6, mating on f7 potentially. I'm hoping this is not too crazy as risk-taking goes, because the bishop's all ready to spring to d6 in some lines. So taking... Alright. I can play takes and e7, picking up an entire rook there. I think this wins an exchange, doesn't it? If I do it like this. Well, because I've given up a knight already, giving up a rook, but getting a rook, getting a knight. Or was it just a pawn? Maybe I'm just getting a pawn. What is the situation? No, I'm not winning anything. Are we even equal on pawns? There's a pawn up. Well, that was well calculated. Okay, yeah, as usual. Knight e5, queen h5. Is that too dangerous? It's going to a massive pin. There's queen h5. Knight g6. Bishop g6. I'm wondering how this might not be any good. I don't know, actually. Queen h5. There's also queen f3. So this pin is not something I normally like to go into. I was just wondering about this position. Rook e7. Rook e7. That could be a significant snag. There's also potentially f6, but at the moment he has to defend f7. I wonder about rook e3, just to not be so pinned. F4 here looks like an idea. You can play f6. Yes, if he plays f6. What do I do if he plays f6? Rook c1 takes, queen e8 for rook c7. Maybe that's responding to a pin by pinning. So queen e8 threatens. It's a good way of getting out the pin, I think. Oh, nope, it wasn't a good way of getting out of the pin. It wasn't a good way of getting out of the pin, apparently. Oh dear, there's a difference between what I think and what actually is reality. Okay, yeah, I think this is over. It was good while it lasted. Muppets. I've been out-tacticked. That's really gutting. I really doubt there's any spindle here. Potential. I was so pleased with that as well. I was so pleased with that. Queen e8. Oh man, queen e8. Oh, just bishop d4. End of game. Isn't that? I don't think there's anything. Can't swindle this. I have to resign. Well played. Oh. Okay. Well played. Cranlick student. Yeah, I thought it was tricky, wasn't it, that pin? I shouldn't go into self pins. I know that in general. In Blitz especially, it's so difficult to go into a self pin. I think this is potentially dangerous. Queen g4, maybe for queen g7. Yeah. d6. Okay, I'm wondering f4 and it's got g4, h4, queen h3, maybe, yeah, just to stop this pawn. Maybe rook, if I double rooks, rook d2 and double rooks. Rook d2 and double rooks. This looks as though black's got a good position. Tough line up today. Black's got a good position. can I do with this? Try and dislodge the knight, I guess. With f4. Actually, wouldn't it have been better to play bishop h2 and f4? Just with an eye on d6. I mean, that's odd. But yeah, I think I want to just keep an eye on d6 here. Bishop h2 and f4. Change my mind here about the plan. Bishop h2, f4. Aha. Well, there's queen e3, if knight g4. Yeah, I think queen here. No, this h3 is going to be dangerous. I think, yeah, I don't know, lesser evil time. I'm thinking, just move the king here. Avoid any accidents like the previous game. On the diagonal, if I move the king, keep this pawn blocked. Okay, the check's not winning a piece, I hope. This is awkward looking. Yeah, this looks pretty awkward looking. My queen's kind of stranded. Queen's almost in a trapped position. Knight e2 to d4 might be handy for bishop e6 and queen e6. If I get that far, I think g4 might be of interest. Yeah, e6 looks like, with the king there, e6 looks tempting as a target. Alright, it's going to close out my bishop. Okay. Alright, for the moment. I think I want my king here and knight d4. Kick the queen at some point and then knight e6 at some point. So king h1, knight d4. Well, he opens up this bishop. I'm sacking on e6. I just want to play king h1. Okay, there's b4 for bishop e6. Has he got knight f3 after or something? Yeah, you can just take this out. For bishop d4 after rook d4 fe. If he took here queen e6, knight f5 here looks interesting. King e6, rook d6 is mating, isn't it? If the king moves, then bishop d7 and knight d6 looks good. That's pinned. Can't do that. Alright, let's just unpin this guy then. Knight f5. And Knight f5 and something. Let's see what he does actually. Bit tricky. That is a really good piece still, holding the position. Well, there's rook d5. Maybe that looks good. Rook d5. That looks like an important tempo to gain. Queen f2, bishop g1, queen moves, and there's e5 potentially, or maybe, let's see, there's queen f2, bishop g1, or e5 here. Trying to just put pressure. He's also got, no, he hasn't got knight e3 just yet. Oh, the rook's potentially hanging. Right. There's bishop g1. What is he threatening? Maybe, I don't know what he's threatening actually. What is he threatening? Can I just take the bishop? Knight e3, I'll just take the knight. Right. Okay, there's knight e3 here on the rook. Friends mate after. Thanks. Oh, sorry. I was going to take the rook. I was aiming to take the rook. That's pre-move. So that's the window was over. Okay, I wasn't going to do the queen e6. No, queen takes, threatening mate. Thanks. It was tough. Just e6 seems to be the Achilles heel there to aim for. If there was an Achilles heel of black's position, but I think I suspect my queen was misplaced fundamentally. Actually, I'm on a2 here in this position. Might actually be worth taking on a2 if that's not protected. Right. I can torture d3, it seems. Just a rook move and then knight b4. Coffee. It looks pretty comfortable here. This sort of binds on the d4 square in particular. But need something concrete here. Ideally, what would be nice and concrete? There's bishop f3. I don't want to give up that knight. Queen goes back to d7. I can't see what white's doing particularly, except for bishop f3, because knight c2, I think I would take on e2, check, queen takes, and bishop takes d3. So I'm thinking bishop f3. Mind you, I can just take and take on d3. This looks an unpleasant position actually. Then, if bishop f3 is not possible, This looks a little bit unpleasant. By the way, guys, I've experimented with the camera angle. Is camera angle... Okay, I've tried to put myself a bit higher up in the picture today. I don't know if that's any good. What do you reckon? Knight f3. Okay, can I not take and play bishop takes d3? Oh, there is a check. Right. There is a check. I got it. Okay, he plays that check. And I might even be in a pin. So yeah, good move. Good idea. What about if I did this? You know, knight takes, there's takes and check, but this way maybe is an improvement on that. Or is it? Actually, you can take on b7. Oh no, wait. If you take on b7, I can take on b1. I'm taking on b1 here. Oh, the nasty pin. He can play king f1. I can grab another pawn. Thanks for the game, Fenneman. Shelling forward. Maybe my knight c6 just to run it out of the king's engine. Try another king's engine if he wants. Quite like this. I've played the king's engine quite a lot in over the board. I have fond memories of watching Blitz between Michael Hennigan and Ali Motazavi. Really fantastic, as well as really strong British players, but really brilliant Blitz. Adams was good at Blitz as well, of course. Norwood, watched him play Blitz as well when he was around. Summerscale was good at Blitz as well. Let's see. Right. Okay. Well, Exchange Sack is... There's a STEM game of... fascinating STEM game where this worked out for Kasparov against someone who's not taking the exchange. All right, because the light square bishop can be quite dangerous. But here, okay. PK against Kasparov ended up with knight h1. That's quite funny. The queen was on a7. PK against Kasparov. PK went to work for this Dutch billionaire after, though, called Ostrom, who was actually a correspondence world chess champion as well. I think it's probably maybe to help him with correspondence games or something. But yeah, when Kasparov was playing the King's Engine in the 90s, yeah, he had some crushing games. PK game was a classic. I wonder here if, well, knight f4 actually. Yeah, if I don't want to lose too many pawns in a hurry. Possibly queen h3, pretty direct, and knight g3 looks dangerous. This is pretty direct stuff. There's also John Nunn, of course. If you look at like John Nunn's King's Engine games, and he was a self-declared coffee house player. Well, I've heard him say that of himself. So the King's Engine is right up his street. All right, does he want to stop? Oh, if I play that, there's bishop f1, there's queen f3. All right, I'll go in for queen h3 then, unless he wants to give up the exchange. So queen h3 for queen f3. All right, I'm hoping bishop f1's impossible. So I want to play knight h and then g3, king g1. Looks pretty dangerous. He's got this check, king h7, maybe it's harmless. It might take away from his defence not having the rooks connected like that. I might make rook c7 more effective with bishop d4. So maybe I should take like this. Am I thinking that too much? Is there any advantage to taking this pawn? It just opens up that diagonal. Alright, I'll take with this pawn. Just keep this diagonal closed. I'm just thinking knight h5 to g3. But rook f7 could be handy just in case that's really dangerous. Rook f7. Do I have time to insert rook f7? I want to play knight h5. Rook c7 doesn't seem entirely devastating. So, okay. I don't like inviting it for dinner on c7, but I'm just saying, I just think it weakens a bit white. Hopefully it weakens white on the back row doing this. If the bishop was on this diagonal, I think it would be a different story. Well, there's rook f6, awkward. It's delaying a lot of plans where I could play knight g3, but it's not doing anything. King g1, I don't think it does anything. So probably rook f6. I'm hoping to prove this is misplaced then. If I've got rook g8, then that's misplaced surely, because the g file's mine then. So taking time out with this knight, I think in relation to rook g8, this might be worth it. Because I'm sure he's loosening his first rank. So I want to play rook g8, knight h5, knight g3. I don't think it's pleasant to have a queen installed there. It's like bishop f1 is happening. I don't suppose knight g4 works. He's going to win my queen with bishop f1. Let's check knight f1. Yeah, I have to do this for knight g3, knight f1. There's rook g8 after, so it doesn't matter. That's a way of defending against bishop f1. As my queen's trapped. So I want to play rook g8 and knight g3. I played bishop f2 as an example, knight g3. I think rook g8 probably is scarier. Bishop f1, knight g3, bishop g3. Alright, so this is knight here, maybe bishop f2, bishop f1. He's got g1 covered with that bishop. For queens, probably queen b2, queen h3. Looks as though I'm only going to get a perpetual. Or is it? I could take this. It takes... No. Alright, I'll give this a shot. I'll give this a shot. If I have rook g2, that's dangerous. He will play queen h3, surely. There's rook g3. Queen a2. What about h3 just for rook g2? Right, that guy's pinned. I'm threatening. It's down the light square, away from the bishop. That's rook g2. Yeah, it's I've got too many STEM games. This is the problem. If you could monitor how many STEM games someone's got. I've studied John Nunn, I've studied Kasparov, I've played the King's Engine for like years. I've just got too many STEM games as ideas, basically. So I'm pretty confident in King's Engine. Probably should avoid that. Okay, but anyway, okay, Olaf. Not in a blitz game. Okay, so Olaf, because I think they help. These STEM game ideas help. Oh, we've had a terrible game last week in this. Oh, I just remember that nightmare game last week in this. I've just repeated this terrible variation. Why have I done this? I've got nothing here. That was a massacre last week. I just remembered. I've just gone into this terrible line. Oh, he's got a good system against this. This takes the sting out of. All right, no panic. Takes the sting out of this. Whatever I've got here, I don't know. It's minimal. Rook d6 is the only threat I've got here. Is that a threat? Actually, he plays f6. So I've got nothing in position, but maybe the light squares are okay. Knight e3 to d5. I'm just wondering about the blocked in bishop. Knight e3 to d5. I think. Why don't I consider taking there? That would have been good potentially. Mind you, the f file, dynamic play on the f file. Just wondering about imprisoning this bishop. If it was double pawns, the point is. The swings and roundabouts, although there's f file pressure, the bishop's kind of blocked in. Knight d5, it would be difficult to play e6 because that would weaken d6. This might be a worthwhile trade. The light squares look good for me. Queen g4 to e6 looks potentially worthwhile. Even okay, this position, Queen g4 has got this. All right, protect this. Try and work on the upsides. Maybe rook d2. So if e6, knight e3, I'm hoping that d6 is vulnerable. Ideally, I wanted Queen g4 to e6, but he's going to play e6. Right, there's knight b4. Make sure my knight's not getting trapped. Can I exchange off one pair of rooks? Right, I want my king on g2 away from the dark squares because he's got that dark square bishop as well. If my king's on the light square, bit of prophylaxis. Then, okay. Now there's a 3-2 over here. There's a4 is sometimes thematic against Sveshnikov's structure, which this looks like a Sveshnikov structure, as though it could have come out as a Sicilian Sveshnikov. Queen g4 might actually be a good idea here. This ending. How's this ending? Have I got the 3-2? Is a4 any good later? Alright, it doesn't want simplification. I get the idea. Minority attack. h4. What does that do? Anything? He's got queen f6 coming. If I play f3 and advance, I'll probably get my queen trapped. Let's hit this b5 for a moment. Protects f2. h4 is kind of weakening my dark squares, and the bishop would come to f4 later. h5, if it plays g5, well, it's going to be difficult, I hope, to play g5. Queen f6 is going to be a pain, isn't it? Just tie me down. Okay. He's got f3 as well, potentially. Right, I want to keep this knight for some time, if possible. If I play f3 here, just to guard f3 to let my queen do something else, that I take a pawn one day, and there's d-takes, and there's this, he's got a lot of pressure. This? Can I take, am I getting hacked to death? I can't see a tactic here, which is killing me necessarily. I'll take this pawn, do this. Oh, it's got bishop f4. This is getting a bit hairy. Try and dislodge these horrible pieces he's got targeting me. If I take this diagonal, if I get into a8, it's over, I think. All this diagonal. It's got e4 coming up. Takes bishop g3. Can I afford this? E takes e4. What about that? Queen e4, bishop g3. Okay. Don't know. I'll try it. I'll just take here for Queen A8 and H8. This pawn has got to do something. E4, Queen F4. Thanks. Yeah, tense. Okay, Adney. Try this gambit. He's not accepting it. I think it's an established King's Indian gambit in the Simish. Right. In which case, carry on. As if. I just wanted to close with D5, yeah. I thought it was knight G4. I'm thinking this B5 could add a bit of spice to the game. Maybe I don't need it as a pawn sack. I can just play for B5. If I just go back, is it so bad? Maybe this is interesting with B5 in mind, just to try and get some piece pressure. Let's see. Bishop G4 looks tempting. Does he play E5? This looks annoying. But also H3 looks like a dangerous form pawn, if he allows that. Queen B3, A3, Queen B2. End up getting my queen trapped. Oh, that's an interesting position. Don't know. I'm going to get my bishop trapped if I'm not careful. This is a transition to Benoni pawn formation. But H3, I think there's bishop H5. Oh. Hang on. I don't know. Mm. 95 might be worth playing here. That's Queen D6. Alright. Stops him castling anyway. Because he castle queenside, does he take on D6? Okay. This knight c4, how dangerous is that? Oh. Queen b4? Is that this guy? Okay, rook b6. Is that doing anything? Queen d5. I was losing my king. Quite significantly. Doesn't look too good. I think my king's had it. This ending's not particularly great either. At least I stopped Queen e7. Alright. Knight d3. Anyway, is cb. King d3. Alright. Any plan? Knight d3 is always b3. Knight c5 to d3, there's still b3. Might as well hit e4. Get a pawn back. Oh, didn't mean that. Uh-oh. I've got to keep the rook on, I think. Try and get rid of his pawns, if possible. Oh no. Does he do it in 30 seconds? Quick test then. Alright, nice. On to the simplify with knight c5. Well, he's pausing here. What's that? Because I didn't take it. I didn't expect the big pause. Okay. I could have won the rook, I think. I could be saved by the bell here. I'm saved by the bell, I'm afraid. Yeah, well played. Okay, Hans Gerard. There was a big pause after that setting that trap. I don't know if that was a bit of a surprise. I saw the trap, not the trap, the way of getting the rooks off, and then no problem. I'm trying to avoid that, of course, but but I can't be happy. That obviously was winning. I can't be that happy. So yeah, moving on swiftly. Okay, what is going on here anyway? Queenie won somewhere to h4 or not? Queenie won somewhere. I really need to see what my opponent's plan is here. Give me the two bishops. Queen h4. I go for f5. This is not that great. f5, I give up that e5 square. Might be worth doing. What about just for the moment bishop e3 and just build up? Maybe rook d1, bishop d4. Take out the bishop and then f5. That would be weakening the opponent's king prior to f5. I could have just taken that pawn, couldn't I? Yeah, that pawn was just hanging there. I was obsessed with this plan too much. I don't think there was compensation there. Queen e7, I don't think. Rook e8. Maybe there was. Bishop c3, knight e4. Maybe it's better just to stick with this plan. Bishop d4, take out the bishop. f5. But the thing is with this plan, it always gets that nice knight on e5. So I'm thinking to take out the bishop, then e5 takes, and then f5 would open up. Well, the pawn is more dynamic. Get the king off the diagonal first. So bishop d4, exchange off bishops. e5, he's just winning a clear pawn there. There's another way of doing this, probably less controversial. Is cut across my plan. I was going to play like this. Bishop to h2 for e5 as another potential plan. Bishop d4 here. At least I'm trying to weaken that king a bit. Okay. The light squares might be worth taking with bishop takes, bishop e6, f5. Might be worth taking. Well, he's got knight h5, bishop e5. Let's say queen g4, bishop e5. Let's say rook f3. Let's say gf. Okay, back here. Yeah, I think he probably should have done bishop e5. This seems a bit passive now. So rook f3, rook a f1. Right, if I double rooks, double rooks. I'm not doing anything anyway at the moment. Maybe I should just take this pawn and go back. That pawn's there for the taking. Might cause a bit of panic to try and do something rash. Well, the end game's more secured, isn't it? Actually, alright. Yeah. I can play queen c6 here to stop the loss of the pawn. Stop rook c5. Alright. Queen c3, I think, loses the queen. Queen c4 might be sensible, knight e3. Knight b6, just try and get to the first rank here. Knight b6. Right. Alright, thanks, Hans. I can't accept challenges from non-Premier members, by the way. Omar. Okay. Let's play Sicilian defense. So Maroczy bind. It's fascinating. When I check out master games, I always wonder how they deal with the Maroczy bind. I think there's at least one custom he just pushes his a pawn. I'll try and do that. He pushes a pawn to a3. That was quite amusing. I think it was in a blitz context, but they play with increment, of course. Right, he stopped that. So that's the end of that plan. Right, if I take and then bishop c6, it's waiting, isn't it? If I don't commit this, I don't want to weaken my pawn chain with h5 necessarily. It doesn't really do that much usually. What I can try and do is, this is another idea, exchange off the bishops, exchange off the queens, head for the endgame, with hopefully a leaning on the dark squares. It's a bit boring, but I'm hoping the dark squares are okay in the endgame. Maybe this is an overreaction to the dreaded Maroczy bind. Might be an overreaction. I can play a4 here. I would welcome the knight for the bishop. I would take and then, yeah, I think I welcome this. Right, the dark squares look fine. I don't know how long the knight would be on e5 for after bishop e2. Maybe for some while. No? Because that pawn's pinned. Maybe even f5 here. I don't know, he seems to be in a little bit of awkward position. I'm going to go with f5. I think there's some sort of awkwardness here. If I can build up on f2, that seems justified in this particular position. Originally I was wondering if I should not do this because of f4 later. And the thing is, the f2 pawn's quite a good target, it seems. So let's say he takes and I double. I don't think it's going to be difficult to defend. Simply it's going to be difficult to defend f2. Isn't it? Let's see. Okay, he takes, there's rook e4, there's rook e5. Otherwise there's a fork. No, I like my knight. Maybe just keep the knight. G5, G4, as he's going to get a grip on the light squares with H3. So there's no H5 after that. After G5, H3, there's no H5. Welcome an exchange of rooks. Or not. I'll just blunder the f4 pawn. Mind you, I get rook c2, which is on f2. Let's do this anyway. Oh, a4's now hanging as well. Okay, what about queen b3? How is this ending? I'm hoping it's not terrible for me. The knight on e5 just looks pretty juicy. Well, I've had endings sometimes where the bishop gets liberated somehow. It doesn't seem likely at the moment for that bishop to be liberated. Oh, it is a handy bishop. Alright, cash out, king to e5 time, I think. Rook c2. how's this ending? Takes rook c1, rook c8, king d2, king d4, rook c2, king e3 after. It's got 2-1 there, winning. Is there a different way of playing this? b6 for rook c5 maybe. And then play for h5. There's a different way of playing this position. I'm going to try and get a pass pawn over here somehow. Is he going to let me have king d4? If I can go to f2, there might be something. There's two connected over here, which should be very handy. And give up the rook now. That was probably a bit wild the way I played that ending. Not very, not very theoretically played. I'm afraid. Okay, Abney. Did we just play Abney? Hold on a sec. Hang on. I think we just played. We've played at Abney. Unless I'm wrong, try and keep the challenges unique. Sorry, hold on a sec. I've played Abney, right? Otherwise I'll do a rematch. Sorry, my memory is not entirely 100%. Did I play Abney earlier? Yeah. Just please one challenge per thingy. Oh my word. I think I've got a big. Okay, let's play Azure Mist here. Okay, Azure Mist. Hi. I'm a bit hesitant to play anyone with any rude nicknames, I'm afraid. It's just a personal preference. Okay, but anyway. It's bishop e7. Maybe it's not a rude nickname. I need to just make sure. Okay, so bishop e6. So this is some sort of gambit, right? I've got weakened dark squares. I'm sure there is compensation. Yeah. Yeah, queen h6 could be dangerous. Although there's knight f5. I'll wait for that then. Knight f5. I'm just going to ask something in the chat. I don't know. Okay, so knight b6 and h5, or knight c5, or knight f6, or queen f6. Maybe queen f6 actually, and then let's get the kings protecting h6. Okay, so knight c5 here, or a5, a5 maybe. I still feel a bit of pressure in this position. Some stuff on dark squares. What, h5? I wonder. Maybe I can risk h5. Oh, there's knight g3, isn't there? For queen f3. I think. No. I thought there's a check. No, might be possible. Here goes. I was wondering there for a moment if there was a check or something. I can just take it then. There's queen g3 now on any rook move. Right, let's move this king back. Oh, the queen's hanging. Okay, thanks for the game, as I missed. Right. Hi. For a moment there, I thought the nickname was rude here, but it's only the first part, which doesn't mean that much anyway. I think it's a small lump of earth, sod. It's one dictionary definition, as far as I can recall. But I sometimes say, oh, you sod, is etc. But I don't think it's that rude, so. What's more scary is his rating, of course. So he's not that bad at bullet either. I just wanted to quickly do a sanity check on the chat there. So where is he anyway? After all that, oh, okay. On to the next. Elk. And what's his profile like? Bullet's pretty good there as well. 2500 bullet guy. I'm trying this bishop d3 because this is not going anywhere, this CD business. Or whatever, knight f3 business. This is better than usual, surely. So bishop d3, I think it has worked. Because this is better than the other line. You know, the e5 line. This looks better to me than the e5 line. You know, knight d5. So bishop d3 is a sneaky little move. I have used before in Blitz. If you want to play the Smith model with a bit of extra spice, top secret spice, this early bishop d3. So yeah, c3, knight f6, you know, that's the usual move, e5, but I play bishop d3, and there's a trap here, I was trying to say earlier, like d5, e5, knight d7, e6, f takes, queen h5 mating, which has happened in one of my Blitz games once. So anyway, aside from that, back to the game. Let's keep the f pawn ready, just in case. So I'm from a castle on f4. It also avoids a pin. That's another advantage there. So king h1 and f4, and there's bishop g4. Maybe h3 first, but he's always got f6, and it's no big deal. What if I just play queen d2 then? There's always a bishop a5 if the knight's not on a5. Almost winning the queen. I'll get that b5 square. Might give up b4. Is it worth it? It might be worth it. I'm not sure. f4 is it fraught with danger. Bishop g4, knight g3, knight d4. What about just f5? Bishop g4, f5. Mega aggressive. Then if he takes bishop e2, protects d4. And if I keep this bishop with bishop b1 for a moment. I need g4, f6. Knight g3 to h5. f5. This f6 business. Well, yeah, I don't want to weaken my king too much. Maybe f5 just sacrificially if the bishop wasn't on so solidly protecting against f5 as a piece sack. The thing is, okay, I can take on b4, queen f2 after, h4 to try and loosen his pawn chain. If I'm going to do a piece sack with f5 as the preliminary pawn sack, I need to loosen this pawn chain as much as possible. In fact, any h5, queen e2, knight h5. Let's go back just here. I think this diagonal's not a killer at the moment. So h5 looks dangerous for black. Is he threatening anything? I can't trap the queen yet or anything. Let's think. Right. b3 is not doing anything right. Maybe in rook f2 for f5 later. Or rook f3 might be better to stop knight d3. I just want to play f5 without that bishop holding up things solidly. So f5, piece sack, bishop f5, knight f5, queen g5, rook g3. Oh, he's stopping everything. Ah! Is he queen f2 for f5? Then bishop sack for knight f5. So f5, bishop f5, knight f5. Bishop moves, rook g3 or queen g3 or queen h4, queen rook g3 after. It would be almost bishop b4 if it wasn't for the bishop holding the rook. Small technical point there. Rook g3 coming up. Well, why not knight h6? Why didn't I play knight h6? Check. What a moron. Hang on, I should have thought about that. There's rook g7 here. There's rook g7. No, there isn't. No, there isn't. The rook's holding that. Rook g7, queen f7. Frap, rook h7, mate. Thanks. Yeah, I've been a couple of GMs just in the last 2 weeks with just queen and knight on the attack. It's, I don't know, you create your own luck sometimes, but it just looked juicy to me. It just looked juicy, that bishop sack. I think there's time for one more. It's very difficult in practice to defend these attacks. I'll play King's Gambit. I'll try and celebrate Kasparov's King's Gambit. He played actually the most risky of them all. Ah, that's not been allowed. The Steinitz Gambit recently. Knight g4, rook f1. Has he got knight h2? Am I getting killed already? Because I've misplayed this. It's possible I'm getting killed already. I'm relieved to see that move. Let's just stop this knight h4. Knight g4. So this is d5. What about bishop f7 first? Is that any good? Or just g4 if I want to try and... That was knight f2. I'll try this. I'm not convinced. I'm losing f5, but maybe that's... Maybe there's a bit of compensation here. Can I castle queenside? Bishop g5 and queen e2? Try and castle queenside. Right, c3 gives queen b3. It might be handy. And bishop e3 and try and castle queenside. Bishop e3 actually gives knight c5 potentially. Maybe there's knight g3 on d5. Okay, in that light, maybe this is okay. d5 knight g3. Actually, I probably want to play g4 first. Yeah, g4. If I'm going to castle queenside, I don't want the knight blocking the g pawn. Too late now, though. d5 is possible. Oh well, okay. Castle queenside, so that e4 is pretty destructive, I suppose. If I take, am I getting killed? And there's queen c4 check to think about. Doesn't look right. This looks horrible. Okay, so knight h2, there's e3, I suppose. Or queen h4. It all looks pretty suspect. It all looks pretty suspect. I should have played the London system. I If only I'd played the London system. Why didn't I play solidly? E3, that's why I like E3. Total mess at the opening. I was trying to, I don't know, fun game with King's Gambit. Why? I hate this position, but anyway, maybe it's improved slightly. Rook e1, King c2. Can I do a Capablanca Marshall maneuver? King c2. I'm going to get killed after King c2. I have to protect the rook, because otherwise Rook d2 and Knight c4. I mean, protect the queen might be a good idea. Before I lose my queen to some tactic. Is Rook e2 possible? Grovel. Can I get the queens off with Queen e6? As long as I'm not losing a piece after. Okay, it doesn't look entirely as bad as before. I'm hoping Rook e1 doesn't lose to anything. I can look forward to Bishop g3 if he exchanges. Yeah, I've been let off. That opening, I was let off. I think I've got to play for a win now. b4 for c5. c4, c5. King d3 to stop knight d4. Alright, yeah, I was just getting killed there. That King's Gambit was... When I do that, I just feel, why did I do this? In retrospect, why did I do this? Okay. Hope you enjoyed this week. One fun, 10 boring. Remember to like up the video if you liked it. Okay. Yeah, I had some lucky escapes there. There was one in particular, naughty, on time, and lucky escape. But so well played, everyone. Okay, and have a good rest of Sunday. See you next week. I think there were some entertaining games in there. Alright, cheers then. See you later. Thanks so much.